Hello and welcome back. We are continuing our SQL story of lessons, getting into all kinds of little things, playing around with MySQL, MySQL, and MariaDB. This time we're going to get back to some where clause related stuff. So we're going to play around with this, and probably the next episode as well. We're going to start with some simpler ones, some of which we've seen, but to go a little more into those, and then get into some more complex things. So we're going to start with we're going to go back to that horses table because it's a nice big one, and it's got a bunch of funky little fields. So since we've got it, it's easy to look at. Now, what I did here is went ahead and did I've got to describe. So I just did describe horses just to see. Whoop. Wow, that just totally blew up on me. Let me try that again. Boy, I hadn't seen that before. There we go. I don't know what happened there, but okay. So we've got a bunch of different fields over here on the left. And typically what you're going to do is you're going to do a select, as we've talked about. And you can use wheres in other places. We're going to start with this. So you could do like select star from horses, and then you're going to do where something. So first, let's do this. Let's figure out some of what we got. So let's do a distinct age from horses. So let's see how old these guys are, and gals, I guess. A whole bunch of different ones. So we've got some nulls, we've got some negatives in there, and then a couple of small numbers. We've got a 0. We've got a whole bunch of different stuff. So let's take a look at, let's select star from, let's just do, what do we want to call it? Name. So let's do name, comma, breed, comma, age from horses. And this is going to be a simple one. And we just do where, and we take a value. So age equals 16. Let's do that. So there's only one. Now let's see, what do we have with age 15? Okay, there's a bunch there. Now, if we look at, let's get a little more complicated. So let's look at let's look at the date created. Let's add date created and date updated because I want to play around with some dates. So we're going to go here. And we're going to do DT created, comma, DT updated. We haven't played a lot with dates, but we can see here. So we've got created on a whole bunch of different days and updated on different days as well. Not always, look, like here, they're not always the same. Now, if we want to do, let's say, so these looks like these started on essentially April 15th. It was the earliest it was created, and June 7th was the latest. So what we can do is, instead of that, we can do, actually, let's do out of this group. So now we're going to add, so we're going to say and let me go ahead and do it this way so I can keep it. Make sure it's in our notes. So now what we're going to do, and let's do where DT created is greater than, let's say June 1st. So what we're going to do is we're going to do 2022-06-01. And if we take that, let's do this, and whoop. Did I get that? And let's try that. Did it come through okay? Yes, it did. Okay. Now notice here that 6-1 has at 08, 12, 17. So this is greater than 6-1. It's assuming, because we didn't put anything in there, the time is 00000. So it is the same because it's just going to take what we got. So it's the same as 00000. We're going to get those same 3. But if we wanted to change that to say 12 o'clock, Now we're only going to get 2. And so we're with dates. Notice I didn't have to do anything. I didn't have to do any conversions or anything like that. It's basically going to take that frame, that date, as a more or less as a string, and it's going to do some conversion for us, so we don't have to do some complex stuff or anything like that. Now we could do, we've seen some of those, so we could do like year, and then what we're going to see is we're probably going to get none of these. Whoops, if I put that right. Oh, there we go. And date created. Oh, it's just greater than the year. So I'm sorry. So now let me copy this one and take this. Oh, over here. I don't know what that is. Let's do this. There we go. Okay. So here, what it did is it's taking just the year part. So it's anything where it's greater than 2022. So it's going to be anything that's January 1st. If I wanted to do greater than a month, then I'm going to find anything basically, June or later. So if I do that, now I can see oh, interesting. So it did not pick that up. So it picked that up wrong. I'm going to try that one more time. Created. Okay. Yep. Oh, interesting. It didn't like the month. I may be missing something. If I do day, well, that's not going to help me much. So, I wonder if that's reversed. So did it take a reverse? No, it still didn't. So month it doesn't like, but year, and that's right, because it was like I forget the conversion, but if we want to go back, it's not month. It's year gives us year, but month does not give us that, because if we do that, if I go here, and I just do select month, what was that? 2022 dash, dash 06-01. Oh, it is. So it should, I'm sorry. So it's not, that's my mistake. I have to go month here and month here. With the year, it was okay because it was basically just looking at, let me show you. Let's see. So if we do this, interesting. It doesn't like that. So let's go look at this real quick. So first, let me do this. I'm going to go back to this little discussion. So when we did year, that year would be the same as doing this select where it's greater than 2022. Because it's basically like a string, and since 2022, the year starts it, there. So it's going to take everything from that year. Now here, we've got this month and this month. So let's go look at this. Select, because that doesn't seem. So if we do that, let's go look at these two. Let's do from horses. Let's just do that because we've got to give it a from, so we can pick that DT created, and we'll just keep it simple. And so now we're going to see month, but here, I'm sorry, because I reversed my months here. So I didn't write that. That was January. Sorry, corrected that. I did not correct that. So now if I do month greater than June, if I get my stuff right, then that's the wrong. Sorry. Let's do the actual query. And So when the month is greater than, so it's got to be greater than 6. But if I go back and do May 1st, it's going to give me, because it's just the month. It really doesn't matter what day. Whether I do May 1st, it's going to give me all Junes. If I do May 28th, it doesn't matter. It gives me the same thing because all it cares about is the month part. And if I did day on those two, I think it's day, it may be date. We'll find out in a second. Yep, it's so here, like since this is 5/28, the date's only going to be if it's a 29, 30, or I guess a 31 if you were to have one. So we're able to do some monkeying around with our dates to do that. If we go back and look here, and notice that we've been using our ands. So now, let's go back and do select distinct age from horses. And let's do, so now, let's come back here. And we're going to take this same thing. And now, let me just do this. What we want to do, so let's say just age is 15, or let's start with this, or age equals 16. Or let's say, well, let's do that first. So if we do this, oops, gotta do that. Then we're going to see there's an age 15, and then there's age 16. Now, there was a 0 in it. Let's try that -1. So let's go back and say we want to hit age 16 or age -1 because those are the two high ends. And let's just go that way. Now, we could say, greater than 14 for the other one, and we get 15 and 16. So let's try these two. So if we do these, we see that, we get a bunch of those. There's a bunch of -1s. Let's do 0. I didn't even count these, so let's see what we got here. That's not too bad. Okay, so there's only a few zeros. So I'll clean this up a little bit just because. So we can do these two and we can get our 0. We can get our ages 16 and 0. Now, let's put this here. Let's say we also want to do and date created is greater than, pardon my throat there, my clearing is greater than 6/1. So that's going to be, so let's say that's none. So let's do greater than 4/18. And what we're going to see, so let's look at this one. Let's see what it gives us. Let's do that. So now if we do it, so now we say where the age equals 0 or age equals 16 and date created equals is greater than 4/18, then we ended up getting all of them because we have this or, and we don't really have it logically set up because it's going to be either the age is 0 or the age is 16. And the and basically just gets sort of lost because we've already hit one of the ors. So instead, what we need to do is take that same one, and if we wrap it in parentheses, then we're going to get this. So now it's going to be either the age is equal to 0 or 16 and the date's created equal to that. Did I do that right? Yeah, I did that right. Okay. Is that date created? Yeah, date created. So now I only get those two because it's saying it's either one of these two ages, and because it says with those two, then it also has to be TT created. So you need to be aware of parentheses when you're dealing with complex where clauses. Now, sometimes people will actually write these in a way to make it a little easier to read, is they'll do some formatting. It'll be something like you select the columns, you do from, and then what you're going to do is you're going to have each of the clause type pieces, and they may even do it like this, so it's a little easier for you to sort of read that. Now, another thing that you could do is, which is not super uncommon, I've seen done, is where you'll do like a clause and another clause. So I could also say, if I do and, let's say date updated, is greater than 518. So now if I take this, so now I'm going to say I want only where the date updated is that. So I'm going to see that. So now I've got that, those two ors gathered, but then I've got an and another and. So I've got three main things for the query. And now I get that. But if it's an or, then I'm going to get something really funky. And I would have to actually, I'm not sure exactly how to plot that one out. But because it's an or, there you go. It's because we have this or updated, or date updated, that thing just like, so these two get basically combined, and this one says, oh, or if DT update is greater than that, which means everything over here that I'm getting is going to have a date, a DT updated greater than 518, or if it doesn't, then it's got to be one of these other things. Then it's, this is why it's hitting it, because the age is 0 or the age is 16 and the date created is that. So again, if I wanted to combine these two, then I would have to do parentheses around it. And now I'll get maybe nothing. Oh, no, I do, because both have a, where the date created is greater than that, or the date updated is greater than that. But so in either case, I'm in pretty good shape. I can probably get a date updated late greater than 418. I don't know if I'll get another one. Let's try that real quick. See if a different record shows up. Haven't looked close enough quietly at my data. Nope, get the same thing. I think that's a good point to stop for this one. We're going to get into a little bit more complicated stuff, but really this episode, this lesson, I want to just wanted to focus on ands and ors and making sure that you understand the parentheses matter. So it's much like logic you would see in any other programming language, where there is some sort of Boolean logic of ands and ors and equals and not equals and greater than, less than, and those sorts of things. We've seen them a little bit, and now I just want to get a little deeper. Next episode, we will continue digging into where clauses. But as always, go out there and have yourself a great day, a great week, and we will talk to you next time.